You're listening to the Trim Radio Network. We cut the bull and serve the truth.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing in Florida where the sun shines all day. I just caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing in Florida. Oh yeah. Fishing in Florida. Oh yeah. I'm fishing in
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
Good morning. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. It is an honor and a privilege to have you join us this morning. We've got another great lineup. We have some new listeners, so those of you who are not familiar, we have usually a lineup of 4 or 5 different guests, and we've done that again this morning. We're going to have a variety of different people on from a variety of different areas, and so we'll give you an idea of what's going on around the state and what's happening with fishing as well. Hence the name, Fishing in Florida. All right, let me welcome my co-host. If you want to protect what you love to the max, you got to talk to Carolyn at Atlas Trax. Good morning, Miss Carolyn.
Good morning, Riscala. Happy Sunday to our listeners.
You're dragging. Just dragging along. Get some coffee.
I am dragging along. I'll tell you what, I barely made it out of my slippers. But, yeah, I wanted to get up and check the weather and see what's going on, and I heard that wind howling still.
Oh, yes. It's been, oh, my gosh, I can't believe how windy it has been this last week. It's like, now I'm about 20-some-odd miles away from the ocean, and out here where I'm at, it has been at least 20, 25 miles an hour, and consistently at around 10 to 15, with 20 to 25 mile an hour gusts. We're having coconuts falling out of the trees, these trees that have got a lot of coconuts up there from all the wind. Coconuts falling out. We're having, it's the beginning of mango season. Mangoes are falling off the trees. We've got a lot of the trees that have fruit on them, because of the winds and gusts, they've been dropping. So I can't imagine what it would be like out on the ocean. I took a look at the radar this morning. The radar doesn't show anything, so it doesn't look like there's any storms. There's a small amount of activity down in the Keys, but it's very minimal down there. The tide predictions, we've already had a high tide this morning. It was at 5:55. The next low tide is going to be at 12. It's going to be at noon today, 12:07. And the final high tide for today will be 6:37 p.m. The beaches are, there's a warning at the beaches. There's a high risk of rip currents, so be careful if you get down there. The thing about rip currents, if you're not familiar with them, all that water that's coming in has got to go back out. So if you look before you jump in the water or go in the water, look, and you'll see there's an area where the water is going back out. You don't want to be caught up in that. Other than that, enjoy your day out there on the beach. It's going to be it looks like it's going to be a sunny, hot, a typical hot South Florida day. According to the National Weather Service, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Service, I can't think this morning, brain is still kicking in. They are not calling for a small craft advisory this morning, even though they're showing the seas can be up to 5 feet today, and it will continue out throughout the day. And they're also saying that the winds will be somewhere around 15 knots. So I don't know. You'll have to. It's one of those days. I'll tell you what, Carolyn, are you looking out there at the ocean?
I am, and surprisingly, it doesn't look as rough as it was the last couple days. And I'll tell you, when you can't go out fishing, and there was a big tournament that was canceled last weekend.
Yeah.
I jumped in my golf cart and I just went up A1A, and the wind was so strong it was blowing the golf cart around a little bit.
Wow.
So yeah, but right now, you got a lot of people walking down Hollywood Beach, which is great. The seas don't look that bad, so who knows how that works.
It goes to show you, they're not always accurate on that kind of thing. We had somebody on, it was a while back, that said, yeah, we canceled the trip, and then we found out that it wasn't anywhere near what they said it was going to be. I don't remember who that was, but I remember them saying that, because that's happened to me, where we plan a trip to go out, and we look up the weather, and it doesn't look too good for the small craft. And all right, well, we better play safe. We just won't go out and get all beat up. So we stay home, and then we find out from friends that went out, oh, no, it wasn't bad at all. So it may be one of those days, because that's what it looks like at this point, at least on the surface. We
Well,
have... Go ahead.
I was going to say, what didn't we have a glassy, beautiful morning one last Sunday, and all of a sudden it kicked up in the afternoon with small craft advisories. We're like, there's no way the sea can do something different like that, but it did.
But, now that I think about it, I of course, I take the dog out every morning, and we were out at early this morning, and there was hardly any wind at all, so maybe it has died down. Or it may be like you're saying, as the heat builds up during the day, it creates that strong, I think it's been coming out of the west, I think. Excuse me, out of the east. And I don't know. It's been pretty strong out here. So any fishing this last week?
No, I was supposed to be up in Fort Pierce fishing a tournament that was called the Wild West, and they, believe it or not, they canceled it in full. So that means, folks that had taken vacation time in the hotels, and just transport canceled a pretty big deal. It was about a 120 boat event. So that's good. That was rescheduled. But yeah, you got to be safe. I think the seas were 9 and 10 feet last week.
My goodness. Wow. Well, I think we have Robert on. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, and yes, they have. They've been running about 9 to 11 feet out in the Gulf, so
huh?
It's not been a great week for weather.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
What's that?
I was going to say, unless you have a golf cart in a special snook spot.
No, I haven't been over there, but they did run the CCA tournament over on the West Coast, so for redfish. So that was about the only tournament I know of that actually happened this week, because everything else got canceled. So.
Yeah, it has really, really been windy. Is it my imagination, or is this just kind of uncommon? I thought the winds were like around March, April, somewhere in there. Am I right, or just my imagination?
It varies year to year, but it's going to happen again, and it'll happen again in June. We'll get some windy days too. But
oh my gosh! But this has been going on for like a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, it's been brutal. I talked to Patrick Price, who went out once in the last 2 weeks. He took his clients out on a Friday. They were supposed to go out Friday and Saturday. They fished Friday, canceled Saturday because they got beat up so bad.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Man, wow. Yeah, and you're saying today they're what, 9 to 11?
No. That's throughout the week. It's been like that. No, it's actually supposed to calm down today.
Oh, okay.
It's actually supposed to die. The winds are supposed to die down to about 15 knots instead of 30. So.
Yeah, that's what I just read. And Carolyn says it's not too bad right now, but what we experienced the last couple of days, a couple of them anyway, wasn't too bad in the morning. But then as the sun kicked up and the heat kicked up, the wind really went nuts. Did you get to do any fishing this last week, my friend?
I did hit the snook spot. Yes, I did.
And how did that go?
Did fine.
Yeah?
It went well. It always goes well there. I think we released about 4 or 5 in about 3 hours. So.
Oh, my.
What time of day do you go out fishing for snook, Robert?
I take the last tide change of the night. Normally 1 a.m., somewhere around there, midnight, 1 a.m., 11.
Awesome.
When it's nice and peaceful out.
It's not too far from the house, right?
No, it's a golf cart ride away, so.
Oh, that's nice.
About, I would guess, a couple of miles.
So we were talking about a tournament that got canceled. Do you know of anything coming up?
Well, there's a lot supposed to be coming up, but who knows?
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
but,
I can tell you, down here,
that,
at least, down here, we I think we just had last weekend was one of the shootouts. I went to the scales for a little while. I think there were a couple decent kingfish, some blackfin tuna. And upcoming, we have the Ladies Fish Off, which is June 5th, that we've got Carol coming on in a little bit. That's out of Pompano Beach, so that'll be a good all-ladies tournament.
Yeah, they just had the big ladies tournament over in Crystal River this weekend. So.
You have any feedback on that? How that went?
Yeah, Katie, who we had on the radio, won. So Katie Jo Davis.
Oh, I remember her. Yes, yes. Wow, we'll have to have her
A
on.
few weeks ago, she won.
Yeah,
They won the tournament in her boat. So
we'll have to have her on and give us an update how all that went. Congratulations to her. Wow,
Yeah, absolutely.
that's great.
But other than that, it has been a very quiet week. But got a lot of chance to work on the magazine, though, so that was good. So.
And are we officially now the new World Angler?
World Angler will be the next issue. It will be out somewhere around June 23rd, my birthday. So.
Oh, wow. Well, happy
Got all the
birthday,
people
June.
Lined up now for reports. And
Happy birthday, June 23rd. Because come the 23rd, I'll probably forget. Silly me.
But,
Oh, we won't let you forget because mine's on the 24th.
No, 'cause hers is the
Robert,
next day. So, yeah.
Robert and I won't let you forget.
Oh my goodness, we got
Celebrate at midnight on the 23rd. So.
a double whammy
Yeah.
coming up. Wow,
Yeah.
how cool is that? All right, well, so you're looking out at the cam this morning, there, Miss Carolyn, and it's looking good, right?
Yeah, actually, I don't
that'd be-
see very many clouds offshore. Little ripple on the water, maybe 2-footers right now. The beach is pretty packed. I jumped down to the Hollywood boardwalk, which shows the Margaritaville and people on the boardwalk. That's kind of a fun. I like my live cameras, so a lot of people out walking.
So are you actually seeing the beach?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. If you go to sunny.org and you click on webcams, you can see Hilton, Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, Port Everglades.
Are the waves?
Wall Street. You can see Duval Street. You can see the Hog's Breath Saloon.
Yeah, live cams. Those Earth cams are pretty fun to look at.
That's crazy. I never thought about.
If you've never watched the one late at night from Hog's Breath, it's funny as hell to watch. So.
Which one is that?
Hog's Breath Saloon in Key West has a live cam on the stage and the dance floor.
Hog's Breath Saloon. I can't imagine what you would see.
Oh, it's great to watch the dancing about 1 o'clock in the morning.
And this is streamed live on the internet?
Yeah.
Holy smokes, man.
That's a way to get in trouble.
He's got my curiosity up. I'm going to go look this up later and see.
You have to look them up. Just look up Hog's Breath live cam.
Uh-huh.
And I think there's 3 of them you can pick from once you get in there. But the one for the dance floor is great about, so like I said, late at night. Give people a while to get some alcohol in them and watch the dance floor. Watch those who think they can dance who can't.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Don't care anymore. So
I never thought about really. I mean, Carolyn, I looked at Carolyn because I know she's watches the cams, but I never really thought about it. I guess we have cameras everywhere. So it doesn't, soon I guess we'll have them underwater too. You can just, I want to see what the reef looks like. Here, come on over here and project this camera. But I really am just kind of a rude
all
awakening.
All of the inlets have cameras now. You can see just about every inlet on the East Coast that I know of on camera. So
that's amazing. See, we didn't have anything like that. If you wanted to see it, you'd have to go drive or, get in an aircraft or, be out there physically. It wasn't, oh, yeah, I can see it from here. We didn't get that lucky. Go ahead, Carolyn.
I was going to say, we also have the underwater live cam, which is at the Deerfield Pier. That's always a fun one to watch too, because you'll see a couple tarpon cruise by, or some of the reef fish around the piling. So, it's kind of cool. I mean, not to mention the energy it takes to mount all these cameras, but it's fun. You take a quick tour of the Alps if you want. You can you can just check things out. But for us, for me to decide to go fishing or not, I always check out a couple of these local cameras.
Now, see, I think you told me about that one, the underwater one, once before, and I was shocked that they actually have a camera underwater and you can see the fish swimming around. So almost like when there's fish around, it's almost like looking at an aquarium, yeah?
Yeah, I still think it would be pretty funny because it's over top a big fishing pier. It'd be pretty funny to be online at the same time somebody drops down a hook and hooks up the fish. It'd be kind of funny.
That would be. I never really thought about the cameras everywhere. That really is amazing. Are we going to the park?
Jupiter Inlet's got a great one. So.
Are we going to the park this morning, Robert? Going to go check out the park?
We probably are. I was checking the weather. It was getting kind of cloudy, like it was going to rain, but it looks like it's blowing over. So.
And now, the last time that we talked about the park, you said it's all dried out, right? It's all because there was a while there it was really flooded bad.
Yeah, right now it's a little too dry, so there's fire warnings now. So we've gone the other direction. So
It's this John Prince Park, right? Is that the one we're talking about?
Jonathan Dickinson State
Um,
Park.
Jonathan Dickinson. Wait a minute. I thought that was down in the Keys. No, maybe I got it backwards. Jonathan, yeah.
Jonathan Dickinson's in Hope Sound. So.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I've got it backwards. I'm still waking up from, haven't had any coffee.
John
So
Pennycamp is in the
that's
Keys.
what I'm thinking of, John Pennycamp. Yep, and I remember, I haven't been there in quite some time, but it was a really awesome place to go because there were so many different things to do. I think you can even fish in the park. Am I right or am I wrong about that?
You can.
Yeah.
No, you can fish in the park.
Yeah,
There's
so
boat
it's,
rentals in the park. There's you got it all.
that's
I
great.
even think you have horse trails.
Yes, the horses are back. So they bring the horses in every year about this time. The horses are here, so you can go horseback riding in the park.
And we got the bicycles, and you can, I guess there's walkways too. Yeah? I imagine wherever the bikes go, you can walk as
Yeah,
well.
there's walkways.
Yeah.
Yep.
And where's that?
You will run across some interesting wildlife on that walkway sometimes, but
Where is that at, Robert? What's the main road that it's off of?
it's right on US 1 in Hope Sound.
And what's the main road perpendicular to that? East and West Road.
The nearest would be, let's see, if you go north of the park, you would hit Bridge Road in Hope Sound, and if you go south of the park, you'll hit Indiantown Road in Jupiter.
Indiantown. Okay,
in
so
between.
it's north of Indiantown.
Yep.
Okay. I'm tempted to go there. I haven't been there so long, and there's some fond memories there because we went there as a family. And I remember we'd go out in paddle boats. You can swim. I don't know if they still allow swimming, but you could swim. We went fishing.
I don't think they allow swimming anymore.
Yeah, they don't.
I think swimming's out.
Yeah. But I just think you can barbecue. You can do a wide variety of activities. That's fond memories there. It's great. It was a great park.
The park is huge.
Yeah, I've noticed that
enormous.
in around this area. We have a couple of really big parks right not very far from me. It's Okehele Park, which is another huge, I don't know how many acres, hundreds of acres. And they've opened up a water park during the summer where kids can go and enjoy the water. That's another huge park. Yeah, it's I really have I'm impressed with what they do with the parks in this county because I coming out of Miami, there's some big parks down there as well, but they're not as they don't seem to be as prevalent as they are up here and as nice as they are up here. We've got some really nice parks up here. All right, well, let's see. We've got about another couple of minutes. Let's talk a couple of seconds about this new magazine, Robert. Let's get up to date on that.
We're currently gathering fishing reports from around the country and around the world, and people that will do them on a regular basis for us. We're making progress on that. There should be close to, I would guess, 30 fishing reports in
Wow.
the first issue, and we're hoping that will grow. Articles are the same. You know, if you've got an article, send it in. We'll take a look at it, see if it fits. We'll try to make something work, and it's the same magazine. It's going to be written by the people who read it.
So, is there a new website
It's
or
a lot more expensive than it was. It won't be Florida anymore. It never really was. We had Florida and Louisiana and Texas in it all the time, and the Bahamas, which is why the name change. I got tired of telling people, yes, I know these pictures aren't from Florida. But,
is it going to have? Are you
that one anymore? So.
Are you going to have a new website?
Yes, it will. We are working on that right now. But until the magazine is done, there's nothing to put on it. So, but the rest of it will be set up, and as soon as the first magazine is on there, it will be the first page of the website. So.
And if I remember right, they can still send stuff to the old address, right?
They can, correct, which is pages@flfishmag.com.
And Robert, you're gonna still have both Facebook pages, right? So some things might be double posted if it's good fish pictures
Correct.
or source.
Yep. Some things will be double posted. The Instagram page will just change. It will be Wide World Angler or New World Angler.
Cool. I'm looking forward to it. I know you put a lot of work into it. It's easy to recognize that when you go. Just go look at the magazine. Go look at the Florida Fisherman magazine, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So if you know anything about how difficult it is to put up all these web pages and to assemble them, it's time-consuming. You have to have patience, and you have to have some know-how on how to put all this together, and then make it attractive on top of all of that, so that's interesting for people to read. A lot of work goes into it. I'm very happy for you, and congratulations on the launch of this thing.
Thank you very much, and it'll get out there, like I said, sometime around the end of June. So.
All right, my friend. Well, thank you for sharing with us this morning. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to give Carolyn an opportunity to say goodbye to you, and we're going to go to a break.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a great day in the park, and look forward to seeing the new mag.
And we look forward to getting some input from Atlas.
Amen.
Yeah, absolutely. Big boats after recovery. We'll do that. I'll definitely write something up.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Have a great week.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show. We'll be right back.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped, even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion. Air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing in Florida where the sun shines all day. It just caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing in Florida. Oh yeah. Fishing in Florida. Oh yeah. I'm fishing in
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. It is an honor and a privilege to have you join in. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. There's several different ways that you can listen to us. One of those ways is if you're on the web, go to www.wtrmradio.com. Another way you can listen to us if you go to fishinginfloridashow.com. That's another way you can listen to us. If on Facebook, go to our Facebook page, Fishing in Florida, click on Contact Us. Another way you can listen to us. If you have the TuneIn app, then you can go to Marina Rock Radio. Marina Rock is out of Miami. They're their Yacht Rock sister station, and you can find us on the TuneIn app there. Let's see, how else can you find us? On our app. You can download our app. It's absolutely free. There is no spyware, there's no adware, and there are no push notifications. It's just the easy way to listen to the network. Now, this morning I've got Carolyn. She's with Atlas Trax. If you want to protect what you love to the max, you got to talk to Carolyn at Atlas Trax. Welcome back, Miss Carolyn.
Thank you so much, Riscala.
It's flying by again. Huh? Unbelievable.
Like last week, it was like a flash.
Oh, my goodness. All right, I think we have Captain Neil Stark on with us. Captain Neil is with Fishing with America's Finest. He's going to tell us a little bit about what he does. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, listeners. So for Fish with America's Finest for the last 13 years has used fishing, the outdoors, and every type of element you could possibly imagine that's associated with that to rehabilitate our wounded vets coming home, helping them reacclimate to society and connect with their families, their friends. It's been an amazing program, and we've had huge success through this process.
This is one of the passions of mine, of course, because I'm a vet, and we lose an average of 22 of us a day at our own hands because of various reasons. And a lot of them feel like there's nowhere to go. And there are places to go. There are people who care. There are people who will give you a hand up. And this is one of them. This is one of the guys that does it. So I thought it would be very interesting. And again, one of my passions as being a veteran and witnessing what I've witnessed, anything we can do to help each other out in a situation like this, and my love for fishing combined with the ability to take this and utilize it as a tool to help some of these guys get through a rough time in their life, rough enough where they think about the ultimate, and it's awesome. I think it's awesome. So a little bit, you've told how long? 13 years, you said the organization.
13 years.
Awesome.
And I got to tell you, it's when I first started, I had no idea of the impact it would have. But veterans that have never picked up a rod, never fished before, connect to the water and to the sport that we all love, and it becomes an amazing tool. And once again, every facet of it, whether it's the actual fishing or knot tying or searching for the different lures to catch whatever species of fish they're targeting. It's unbelievable. We do a class called Fishing 101 where we actually go into the VA hospitals and teach fishing. in the hospital, in a hospital setting. We connect with veterans there. It's just unbelievable. Last Sunday we had a tournament for veterans. We had 26 veterans that never fished before.
Awesome.
After the tournament, I got literally 26, emails. Hey, Cap, what line I want to get set up? What lures? Why did you pick that? Why this? It's amazing. And what it does is it lets, whether it's for that day or many days after, it lets the vets kind of step away from some of the issues or some of the thoughts they're having. And it helps them think through some of their issues. You get out there, you get on a stretch, or you're offshore, or wherever you are, you're out on the water. And as fishermen, we all know this. And you get out there, you're not thinking about your job. You're not thinking about you got to get home, cut the grass. You're thinking about how to catch that next fish. And you're looking around and you're taking in all the elements.
Right.
And, it's in that foundation, it's in that setting that I call it opening the window. You're able to talk a little bit and you're able to connect. And what's amazing is the vets coming through the program, you become friends. So the trip doesn't end there. And the beautiful thing about fishing is, which we all know as fishermen, you never can learn it all.
Yeah.
So once you hook our vets to fishing, if you would, the process starts. So now you're getting them reading about it. They're watching videos, and they're going out themselves and utilizing some of these techniques that we taught them and trying to discover new techniques. And so it allows them to step away from some of those thoughts that they came home with. And not only that, but it also creates a tremendous foundation which allows them to connect with their families and friends. Because, when someone comes home, what do you talk about? You can't say, what you do.
I know.
You don't want to.
Yeah. It's
so it's
this is awesome.
It's a great
So you have a web page, and if I have my information correct, it's www.f like Frank, W like whiskey, A like apple, F like Frank.net, and that stands for Fishing with America's Finest.net. www.fwaf.net, where people can go and how do you get your funding? Do you get funding from the feds, from the states, from private industry?
It's all private. Unfortunately, we don't get a lot of state funding. It all comes in from our industry. Different companies. Geico Military is a huge sponsor of our program. Bass Pro. That's where our funding comes from. And believe it or not, a tremendous amount of funding comes in from the private sector. Americans, fishermen, fisherwomen that see what we do and want to help us make a difference. And the beautiful thing about Fishing with America's Finest, folks, is it's a true non-for-profit. This isn't a non-for-profit that was set up to be a business where people, individuals, other than the veterans, profit. There's no profit in this. There's no salaries from the top to the bottom. Every dime that comes into the program goes out to buy sandwiches, tackle, fuel, to take the vets out. Every year we do a huge Veterans Day celebration tournament, if you would. We like last week we had a tournament. Everything includes lunch, and we have free raffles, and we put tackle into the veterans' hands. Every dime that comes in goes out to the vets. This is a true non-for-profit. It was set up for the sole purpose of helping bring our people home and helping them find peace.
Amen.
Through fishing.
Amen. Well, I mean, one of the main reasons that many reasons, maybe is a better way to put it, one of the many reasons that I do this show is that I believe in my experience, my life experience, fishing was, if you will, a glue that held the family together, because we all experienced the same thing, but even though we experienced the same thing, we had a different perception of that experience, and it helped us become more, communicate better, because we talked about what each of us did, and each one of us, I came from a small family, there were only 4 of us, my mom and dad, my brother and I, that was it. And when we would go fishing, a lot of times my dad would challenge us, we don't catch anything. Of course we would end up doing something, but he would say, we don't catch anything, you're not going to have dinner tonight. So we would go fishing, and we got to catch something, and when we did catch, each one of us played a part in the fixing, preparing and cooking of what we caught. So it was a way for all of us to experience the same experience, but yet have a different perception and share that with each other. And I think it really helped us as a family, because there has been, continues to be, an attack on the family, an attack on the the moms and the dads and just family in general. They don't, for whatever reason, they don't want. There's no support for the core family anymore. It's all broken up. They want you to do this, they want you to do that. And if we're able to have something like fishing, we have people who come on who take the kids out, get them started young and away from one of our guests, Robert. I think that he's the one who says it, put down the Xboxes and pick up the tackle boxes. Enjoy what God has given you. I love technology. If it weren't for technology, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't make my money. So I love technology. Don't misunderstand me. But there's a time that you can put all that stuff down and go experience what we have. And for me, fishing is, Captain Neil said it perfectly. You get out there on the water, you don't think about all this other stuff. I don't anyway. I think about, oh my gosh, look at how beautiful the water is. Look at waiting to catch that fish. For a while there, sometimes it even gets boring because you're pulling and pulling and pulling. I'd say pulling. We're trolling, and you might be trolling for a half an hour. You might be trolling for 15 minutes. This is why I say it's like playing the lottery sometimes. You may go and do your best and end up with nothing, and then you may go, and before you know it, you're a hero. You're either a zero or you're a hero. And fishing is an awesome tool to use, and I'm right there with you, Captain Neil. I greatly appreciate what you're doing. Are there any other ways that people can reach you? We've given out the website, www.fwaf.net. Are there any other places people can find out about it?
Absolutely. So let me just shorten that. You could just type in fwaf.net. You don't have to type in the www.
Okay.
And you'll link to our website. You could check us out on FWAF TV on YouTube. You could check out our stuff. We also do Everglades cleanups. We get the vets out and we go to different locations all over the state, and we do cleanups to help restore some of our fisheries.
Awesome.
That's another thing we do. You mentioned youth. We do youth tournaments for the families. When they're away, we take the kids out fishing and introduce them to fishing. We do all kinds of positive things. We also work with children as well. As far as educating them, we call it Fishing 101, where we put together little seminars and bring the youth in from our military families and educate them in the skills of fishing and tackle. And we do whatever we can to try to, make a difference.
Another testimony to the fishing community here, and I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure it's other places as well, but another testimony to the fishing community here in South Florida, reaching out and helping others. And so if you want to be a part of this, you can go to fwaf.net. I guess they can donate there, right, Captain Neil? You can make donations on the site?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
you can donate monetarily. We're always looking for volunteers. Once again, it's an all-volunteer program. Probably 50% of the program is fishermen, civilian, and the other 50% of our volunteers are veterans that have actually come through the program and saw the value of it, and now are sharing what they've learned with their brothers and sisters coming home. We have a saying that's changing veterans' lives, one cast at a time.
Wow.
And I gotta tell you, for all the fishermen and fisherwomen listening, we all love this sport, and we know what it does for us. And when I first started this, I had no idea of the impact it would have on our veterans coming home. One of our most valuable resources is the United States veteran. And you don't have to be a fisher person to feel that. I've watched it for 13 years. We have almost 5,000 credited rehabilitations through fishing.
Awesome.
Folks that were really in trouble. Veterans that were really in trouble.
Yeah.
And sharing fishing, whether it's saltwater fishing or inshore fishing, but sharing our love as fishermen with others. And fishing is such a powerful tool. I've fished my whole life. I was an offshore fisherman. I fished inshore, the flats, 10,000 islands, and now for the last 20 years I've been inshore bass fishing. It's such a powerful tool. It changes people's lives, and it's a great form of therapy, whether it's just a weekend angler or you're a tournament angler or you're a veteran. So for all the fishermen and fisher people out there, use it to inspire and uplift. We've worked with Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts of America. We share fishing with so many different groups. Make-A-Wish. We've used fishing in so many different ways, and it's teaching our veterans to fish. We have tremendous veteran fisher people. Last weekend, Fisherman America's Finest in tournaments, we had a first place finisher, Ron Green. He's United States Air Force. We had a third place finisher, Harold B., United States Marine Corps. Just tremendous fishermen. I mean, we put people, veterans in tournaments all over and had them do tremendous. And they turn around and they take that knowledge and they share it with others. And I challenge all of you to do the same.
Amen. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. So it is Captain Neil Stark, and he is with Fishing with America's Finest, and you can find him at fwaf.net. Captain Neil, thank you. Wish you an awesome day. Again, my greatest appreciation for what you're doing, sir. Really warms the heart. I know that I know what you're doing is literally changing lives, because unfortunately, I personally have been around some of this stuff. It's pretty tough. Let me give Carolyn an opportunity to say goodbye to you. We'll go to a quick break. Go ahead, Carolyn.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some great information on that website, some good testimonial stories. It's quite enjoyable. Nice job, and hopefully our listeners will go there and check it out.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Here we go.
Appreciate it.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show. We'll be right back.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Club, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Club has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclub.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Club. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
Being a dad is an adventure full of special moments.
A cruise?
Surprise! Unexpected moments.
I got this.
And even awkward moments.
Okay, Dad, thank you.
But every moment you spend with your kids, even the smallest moments, can make the biggest impact on your child's life. So take a moment to be a dad today.
While other stations just talk a good game, we win it.
Hey, sounds like somebody's having a lot of fun. I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. It just caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah, fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah, I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah, I'm fishing and blowing on.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida show. Good morning, good morning. This morning, I'll let him finish. There we go. This morning I have Carolyn with Atlas Trax with me, and if you want to protect what you love to the max, you got to talk to Carolyn at Atlas Trax. Welcome back, Miss Carolyn.
Thank you, Riscala.
We'll take a second to tell the people about Atlas Trax, and then we're going to bring Trae on, and he's going to tell us about what's the latest with Big Dog Tackle. So let me talk a second about Atlas Trax, because I'm constantly saying if you want to protect what you love to the max, you got to talk to Carolyn at Atlas Trax. What we're talking about is worldwide tracking system. If you have something that you really love and you want to protect it, the maximum protection that you can get is to put one of these. My favorite is this. I call it the pocket tracker. It can fit in your pocket. It's about the size of a credit card. It's a little thicker than that, but overall size about the size of a credit card. You can put this thing anywhere. It's absolutely portable. It's waterproof to 2 or 3 feet, I think. And it can be put in an aircraft. It can be put on a jet ski. It can be put on a boat. It can be put on a car. That's what I love about it, because it's portable. Anyway, if you want to protect what you love to the max, that's what I'm talking about. Get yourself some information about Atlas Trax. All right, let's welcome Trae. Trae is with Big Dog Tackle. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Good, Carolyn.
Great. Absolutely great. And I know you've got some pretty exciting stories to tell us, too.
I do. But what about that exciting story on the Atlas Trax catching that boat that was stolen?
How cool was that?
Well, yeah, that was crazy. There were 4 boats stolen that night, 2 from Bass Pro Shops. And because one of our customers had a tracker, they were able to get to the boats, recover them all, even though the engines were all cut off of them. But that was pretty exciting, middle of the night action, Trae, so thank you.
Yeah, caught him literally in the act. Literally in the act. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. That boat owner was one of our customers.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
that was
Corey?
That was amazing.
Well, that just goes to show you, how technology can help you. And this is just one of those pieces of technology. Again, my favorite one is a little portable one. I don't know if you've seen that one, Trae, but it's about the size of a credit card. It's about a half an inch, 3/8 of an inch thick for the batteries, to handle the batteries. But it's great. You just put it in your back pocket. You're going out in a boat and you're going to go fishing. Stick it in your back pocket. God forbid something happens. The ability to find you is, it's literally finding a needle in a haystack, because that's what it's like out there in the ocean. For people who have not been out on the ocean, if you think it's easy to find something, you can lose something literally within seconds. With a blink of an eye, you can see something and you blink your eye and it's gone. because of the waves moving up and down, a variety of things, and the wind. And if you, God forbid, something happens and you're out there, you have one of these on you, they'll be able to find you like radar, literally like radar. Without this, I think about those 2 poor children that a couple of years back went out, spent all of their lives on the water. 16-year-olds, I think they were. Went out in the inlet, went somewhere they weren't supposed to go, and they ended up disappearing. Had they had one of these with them, I have no doubt in my mind they would have been rescued immediately. So it's just one of those things. Like I said, if you want to protect what you love to the max, that could be your own life, right? It could be something you own. It could be your life. It could be many things. But I'm crazy about the little portable one. So what's the latest and greatest going on at Big Dog Tackle, my friend?
Oh, the latest and greatest. A lot of stuff going on. The biggest thing that has happened to me lately is we hooked up and caught a 200-pound blue marlin right off the shore here.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. And when you say right offshore, how far out were you?
We were in 150 feet.
Holy smokes.
Which is
nothing.
Probably about a mile or so offshore.
That's nothing. And it's
Yeah,
unusual
it
that there's am I wrong? Is it unusual that there's marlin that close? I thought they were deeper water. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's definitely a rare catch over here, for sure.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
I was going to say, and Trae, wasn't that your personal first blue marlin?
That was my first blue marlin. Not my first marlin, but first blue marlin. So
Wow.
I had to do the traditional get thrown in the water after the catch. So that was really fun.
Oh, boy. Well, congratulations, huh? My goodness.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, thanks a lot.
That's a heck of a fish story, isn't it, Carolyn?
Yeah, absolutely. And last time Trae was on for our listeners, they hooked up for a short moment to a big bluefin tuna. So he's getting this a unique species mojo going.
Well, this time of year, springtime fishing, you never know what's going to bite because the migrations are moving around, and especially the tunas. The tunas are very, very prevalent over just across the Gulf Stream in the Bahamas. And I have a lot of friends that have been going to the Bahamas catching big yellowfin tunas.
Wow.
So if anybody doesn't know what a yellowfin tuna is, if you ever go to the restaurant and you see ahi tuna, that's a yellowfin tuna.
That's like the gourmet of tuna, right? That's like
It is.
That's the best. That's the best. Well, I have something for you, Trae. Hang on here. Let's see if I can get it up.
Cupcakes! Dreamers! Piñata! Balloons! Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, my friend.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thought we'd take a minute and take advantage of that. Celebrated yesterday, wasn't it?
Yes. Made it another year.
Hot dog. Well, I'm glad that you did, and I'm very happy that you were able to call in and share with us this morning. Did you, other than this, the marlin thing, have you done any other fishing?
Yeah. So this time of year is the most popular time for tournaments. So we've been fishing a lot of tournaments, and the fishing is just great this time of year. There's kingfish, blackfin tunas, wahoo are being caught. A lot of mahi have been coming through, and some very big mahi. We actually fished the Blue Water Movement's saltwater shootout tournament, which is a very popular one. And there was a 53-pound, a couple of 50-plus pound kingfish weighed, and a 53-pound dolphin, which is a rare catch out here as well.
That is a seriously big dolphin.
Yeah, and also multiple cobias were weighed. So all the fish are pretty much biting out there, including sailfish, occasional marlin, and occasional yellowfin and bluefin tunas this time of year.
Do you, we've been going through this windy thing for this last, I think it's been like almost 9 or 10 days now, or almost a couple of weeks. Do you think that's playing a part in bringing these fish that are normally further out in? Because it seems like it's coming from the east, blowing to the west, if I'm right, or general direction anyway. You think that's playing a part of it?
I think it does, and I think that heavy east wind for a consistent period of time is definitely pushing a lot of things, especially like pushing the seaweed in. There's been a lot of seaweed, so with the seaweed comes a lot of bait fish, and also comes the bigger predators. So when we were out there fishing a couple of weeks ago, there was literally, we could look off in the distance, and schools of flying fish.
Oh my gosh!
Just coming up, they were being chased. I'm pretty sure they're being chased by blackfin tunas and mostly mahi.
Mm-hmm.
So we were out there and we were fishing, and there was a strong south current, which is very rare. And typically when I fish the south current, it hasn't been spectacular fishing. And we had a lot of live bait out, but we had jigs with ballyhoo on them. The jigs with the ballyhoo were getting hit the most,
wow.
which is interesting. And to look back, we only had one jig with a ballyhoo, but as they were getting hit time after time, we should have converted, which, you think back after on what we could have done better. We should have put out 3 or 4 of those jigs with the ballyhoo on it. And we came up with the conclusion that they were hitting these ballyhoo because the ballyhoo are long and kind of silvery and shiny, which is very similar to a flying fish. So the flying fish were all over. So a lot of times captains say match the hatch, which means provide a similar bait to what the fish are feeding on currently. And I think on that day, that hit the nail on the head. So it's very interesting to see how fish work, and it's a matter of time and experience out there. And we were in 150 feet. Most of our bites were between 130 and 220 feet on that day as well.
Wow. From what I've seen, flying fish look a lot like they're a little wider than and a little fatter than ballyhoo, but they look a lot. They look very similar to until they get up flying. But I mean, down in the water, when they're swimming around in the water, you could easily mistake them for a ballyhoo. A quick glance, you go, yeah, that was a ballyhoo. No, wait a minute, no, it's out of the water. It's not. So I could see how that plays a part. That enables you to have a better odds, I guess is the word I'm looking for, in the ability to catch them, to be able to replicate that and mimic it, if you will. I think I stepped over Carolyn again. Carolyn, did you have something you were trying to say?
No, actually, you know me, I'm the Google girl, so I was just actually looking what they look like underwater, and they actually have their wings a little bit out too, which is kind of cool.
I didn't think that. The ones I have seen, they were up close to the. Sometimes what will happen is if you're out there, I don't know if this has happened to you, but this has happened to us several times. We'd be out there and we'd be the only thing around. There's some weed lines and stuff, and then if you look under the boat, you got little fish swimming up underneath the boat, and we'd see these flying fish swimming in and out of the area. And at a glimpse, they look almost like a ballyhoo. They don't have that nose. But other than that, it's just a quick glimpse. If you didn't notice they didn't have that pointed nose, you'd think it was a ballyhoo. So I could see how that, that was a great idea.
Yeah, and the fishing's just been phenomenal. So, and every day is different. Some days we had live bait everywhere. You name it, and nothing was hitting the live bait.
Oh, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, right. And you spend all this money or time trying to catch it, and then you get out there, and they only want to hit the dead bait, which is $10 a pack for a dozen ballyhoo.
Oh, gosh. I know that is so frustrating. That's happened to me on a couple of occasions as well. We've come up on schools of fish, just literally, it looks like somebody poured them out of a container into the water, and they won't touch anything. You can catch them with a bare hook, but they won't touch any bait.
Right. That's fun. It's very unique too with the mahi. Sometimes they don't want to eat. You have a whole school around the boat.
Yeah.
And they don't want to eat your chunks of bait. what I've found is that sometimes when you're in a school like that and they're kind of shy to the bait, if you pitch out a whole squid, or you throw out a lure with maybe a piece of bait on it, and you skip it across the water, they want to chase it. So when they see it, they'll actually chase it. So it stimulates them to go after it instead of just throwing a chunk of bait out there.
Gets them in that hungry feeding mode. Dinner.
Right.
Oh, my. Go ahead, Carolyn.
So, Trae, what, you got anything coming up at the store now that we're sort of COVID, less lockdown with COVID? Any parking lot parties?
I got to find some celebration music somewhere.
Yeah, we're definitely we're putting the seminars together again, and we're going to have some seminars coming up here pretty soon. And the mask thing in the store has been very sporadic. I mean, we have the sign out to wear a mask, but a lot of people are not wearing masks anymore, so we've kind of left it optional to the customers and aren't really harassing people about it.
Good.
So, I mean, we're getting there. You know, our number one goal is that customers feel comfortable in our store.
Yeah.
And if I have to put a mask on to allow them to feel comfortable, I'm 100% going to put my mask on. I don't want somebody to feel like we're mistreating them in the store. So if somebody wants us to wear a mask, I'm more than happy with that.
My whole thing wasn't about the masks. My whole thing was making me wear a mask. See, that goes against my grain. When we served this country, we served for freedom, and with freedom comes choice and responsibility. I'm getting off the subject. Anyway, never mind. I'm not anti-mask. I want the choice. I want people just like you are saying, because I do wear a mask. If I go out and I do a service call and I will ask those individuals, are you okay with me not wearing a mask? Well, I'd rather you wear one. I'll put one on. I don't want them to, I'm there to help them. I'm not there to make them feel uncomfortable. So it's not anti-mask. It's the choice. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Trae.
Yeah, so back to the events. We do have a tournament coming up that we are hosting, and it's a very unique tournament.
Yeah.
It's going to be next Saturday, and it is there's a technique of fishing called jigging that's become very popular, and vertical jigging and speed jigging on wrecks has been popular for a long time. But over the last couple of years, slow pitch jigging, where there's a little bit of a technique to it, and they use different kinds of jigs and different kinds of rods with different action, has become very popular. And so we're hosting a jig-only tournament. There's no live bait, no dead bait, no trolling, and no bait at all except for artificial jigs.
Now that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we already have a bunch of boats, and one thing like what we do is with the seminars and other events that we have is that the jigging world I haven't really seen anything that brings that community together. So by having a captain's meeting with speakers like Benny Ortiz and Johnny Jiggs and some of the other guys that are helping promote this type of sport, like Jeff from Slow Pitch Jigging North America and the Facebook group, these guys are going to be speaking at the captain's meeting. We're going to have raffles and giveaways and music and food and drinks.
Awesome.
And that way everybody can get together, hang out, talk, and get to know each other a little bit and bring everybody together. So
Cool.
I think it's going to be a great time.
Okay, so dates again. The date is?
So the captain's meeting is next Thursday on the 27th. And then the actual tournament is going to be out of Hillsborough Inlet.
I don't know why you're fading in and out. You're fading in and out a little bit, Trae. Say it again. It's on the 27th?
Yeah, the captain's meeting is on the 27th, and the tournament is on the 29th. That's Saturday, and It's going to be at Hillsborough Inlet, and I think it's going to be a good time.
Awesome, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for sharing with us, and thank you for what you do. I can't imagine that what you felt like when you brought up the marlin. I was long time ago. I was out fishing and I caught a baby gray marlin, and I was astounded. I couldn't believe that this even existed. This thing was a baby, literally a baby. I think it was only probably 20 pounds at the most.
Wow.
Couldn't believe that something like that even existed out there where we were. So it was an unbelievable experience. So I can imagine for you bringing that thing up was, wait a minute, what do we got? I bet it was a pleasant surprise.
I was on a kite off the bow. I was running the kite on the bow, and I saw a big swirl on the short bait, which was a threadfin herring. I saw a big swirl. Natural instinct is, it's a sailfish. So it hits the bait and it starts jumping, and I was still, is it a sailfish? It was a kind of a question in my head because a lot of times when they jump, their sail is down, so it looks like they don't have a sail.
Yeah.
So he jumped all around the boat, and it triggered flashbacks to other marlin that I've caught, is that they move so fast that I'm fighting the fish. I was facing the beach, but the fish was all the way on the other side of the boat already, but the line didn't catch up to him yet because there was such a bow in the line from him moving so fast. So that's what made me think in my head, is this a marlin or a sailfish?
Wow.
And then it almost jumped in the boat behind me, and one of the other anglers on the boat almost knocked another guy down trying to get out of the way because he thought he was going to get stabbed by the marlin.
Wow. It's pretty scary. I've seen those videos out there on YouTube. You can see them where they begin to jump, and they'll literally attack the boat. They'll come jump literally into the boat. People got to get out of the way because this thing's coming at you, and you don't want to be in the front of it. All right, my friend, I wish you an awesome day, a happy birthday, a happy belated birthday. And let me give Carolyn an opportunity to say goodbye to you, and we'll go to a quick break.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday to Had and Nicole, and we'll definitely see you in the neighborhood.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Awesome day.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show. We'll be right back.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
You're listening to the
#1 radio.
Trim Radio Network.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida show. Good morning. It is going quickly. My goodness. Carolyn, we've already gone through an hour, Carolyn. Are you still with me, or are you...
Man, I am 100% here with you.
Oh, my gosh. It's just...
My favorite gal is on next. So.
Yeah, it's just flying and flying. So I want to bring Captain Neil back on for a moment here. And give him an opportunity to acknowledge some of the people who make all of that stuff that we talked about possible. So welcome back, Captain Neil. We'll give you a moment here to acknowledge some of the people who have helped you do what you do.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me back. I'd like to acknowledge Geico Military, Power Pole, Navionics, Atlantic Marine Store. They do all our rigging. Rapala, the Dellenbach Foundation, Wiley X, and Yamaha for help powering our boats and getting our veterans out there. And I'd like to thank all of the FWAF family that help us make a difference.
Awesome. All right, my friend, I love what you're doing, and we'll do whatever we can to help support you in whatever way we can. I think it is something that is absolutely necessary, and it is something that is truly needed. Particularly by our veterans who are, some of them having a really, really rough time. And it's always good to know that there's someone out there willing to reach out and change lives, literally change lives. God bless you, sir. Wish you an awesome day.
Thank you. Thank you, and thanks for letting me mention those companies. And Fish Once America's Finest mostly works in fresh water, but we've been pushing to get offshore and get some saltwater volunteers. So for all the saltwater anglers out there, you like to volunteer and get some vets out, we'd love to partner up with you.
All right, sir. We'll be looking forward to having you back on with an update, the latest and greatest that's going on. Other than that, wish you an awesome day.
Thanks. Good song.
Thank you. Hey, Carolyn, I want to ask you about something that while I'm thinking about it before it slips my mind. You had a new tracker that was half the size of the one that I love, the little pocket tracker. How is that going?
Well, that's going pretty cool. We're in testing stage. It's in your town up there in Wellington. These trackers can be charged up by just a wireless charger. And get this, all of our prototypes we self-printed on 3D plastic printers. So that's pretty cool stuff.
That is neat. That is neat.
And so much involved with this will be our actually Atlas Trax brand. We've got antennas inside that are, we learned how to tune them up on oscilloscopes and all that fancy stuff that you know about that I don't. But yeah, waterproof, and hopefully we'll be getting a lot of them on livestock, maybe some cattle, pigs, and smaller spaces on even boats.
That is really, it amazes me how technology, I just wish there were other areas in our life that would be like that. You think about the cell phones. When my first cell phone, people called it the brick. That's how far back I go. But I mean, I had a cell phone that was probably realistically 7 or 8 times the size of the phone I have now, at least that much. And you think about what it did. The only thing it did was make phone calls, receive and make phone calls. That's the only thing it did. Now you look at what we have. We have something that's 1/5, 1/7 the size of that does everything. Oh my gosh, we have maps, we have an audio system, we have a video system. You just think about what is it that they don't do anymore on cell phones. There's other areas of our life where technology hasn't really caught up like that. And I think about what you have with the satellites, and that anywhere on the planet within 10 feet, Carolyn, is that what it is?
Police officers that found that boat would say within 10 feet. So that was pretty cool. And I'll tell you that really the mini Trax that we're working on is actually we're going to put a solar panel on there too. So if it actually goes out on livestock in the field, it'll be able to continually recharge. So we're doing a little prototype with that too. So a lot of good things in the works. And we're getting very busy with safety equipment. You've got the hurricane season around the corner.
Yep.
And, so people are ordering safety radios and life rafts and emergency beacons and a lot of satellite phones. So, it's important to get safe down here in South Florida and, Gulf area with all these hurricanes coming.
Wow. All right. Well, I think we have our next guest on. And let me let you introduce our next guest because of her name. Go ahead.
I would absolutely love to. This is my very, very good friend, Carol Strickland, who owns Mermaid Vodka. She's also one of the lady anglers on our all cancer survivor ladies fishing team, and a really, really awesome friend who's been there for me. So, Carol, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Carolyn. Good morning, Riscala. I'm so sorry I'm late dialing in here. I was getting ready to take someone out.
No worries.
Fishing and little boating.
Mm-hmm. No worries. We're glad to have you here.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
I have to really be on my
weather here.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say we've had some great weather here, and the wind is finally starting to lay down. So I'm over in Sarasota this weekend, so we're looking forward to getting out on the water and just enjoying some time. I got one of my friends visiting. She's got a little 12-year-old guy, and he's learning how to fish. So
awesome.
We're going to spend some time teaching him, some things and just enjoy watching him catch some fish.
That's great. Fishing can be used as an experience to help kids learn about life. There were times when we went fishing as a family, and my dad would say, I would catch a fish or I would lose a fish, and I would really be down on myself. Oh, I can't believe I lost that fish. And he would say, there's times in life this is going to happen. You're going to plan everything the way it's supposed to be. You're going to do everything you try to do, and something comes along unexpected, and it doesn't happen that way. And he would use fishing as an analogy in the process of that. And it really helped me in a lot of areas. That's why I support fishing and the experience that I've had with it, and with regard to the family and how it's worked so strongly within our family. I see how it helps other people. We had a gentleman on earlier, Captain Neil, with Fishing with America's Finest. He takes veterans that are in a bad way. I mean, these are people they're on their last leg, if you will, and completely changes their lives. So awesome that you're taking this young one out. The younger, for me, what I've learned is the younger we can train them, the better off everybody's going to be, because it's a lot more difficult to get them to turn around when they're adults and they've experienced all of that, versus as a child, and they learn how to deal with life as life throws the curves, if you will, at them. So that's awesome that you're taking the little one out.
Yeah, correct, Carol, you're over in Sarasota today, right?
Yeah.
Yep, we're over on the West Coast, and like I said, the wind finally laid down, so we're going to get out. And, it's so different from one coast to the next, as you know, when you're out. It's just, we're looking for, snook, maybe some sea trout, who knows maybe some redfish if we're lucky. And, of course, the snook have been in on the beaches, so we'll go offshore, but we'll probably end up a little bit closer to shore if we can find some snook, because everybody loves to catch snook.
Yes. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. What's so weird when you say it's so different from one side of the state to the other. On our side of the state, you can go out as little as a half of a mile at the most, and you're in pretty deep water. On the other side of the state, you go out a mile, and you're still in 10, 15 feet of water, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if we really want to go out into deep water, we have to go 30 miles offshore.
Way out, yeah. You got to go way out.
But I'm used to that, because when I grew up in Ocean City, Maryland, that's the same thing. To get out to the canyons and the humps, we'd have to go out 30 to 60 miles offshore.
Wow.
And, as a child, that's my fond childhood memories, being out with my dad and my brothers and friends. And we'd go out overnight. It's a lot easier to go out, stay out overnight, and wake up and start fishing. But hey, you leave the dock when you leave the dock. So sometimes we'd be leaving the dock at 3 a.m. and heading out, and you enjoy the ride out. You get out there and get your lines out and spend time as a family, and that's kind of how I got my affinity for mermaids. I was always looking for the mermaids as we were out there. Setting up, and that's kind of how Mermaid Vodka came to be.
Did you ever get to see a mermaid?
Fishing.
Did you ever see a mermaid?
Of course. Absolutely. Mermaids are real. You know that.
I know that.
And for our listeners, tell us a little bit about your Mermaid Vodka. I know I have personally 3 bottles in my kitchen.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. Well, we launched in 2018, and actually that's how I met you, Carolyn, and Rascala. We were at our first big event after our launch was at the Jimmy Johnson Billfish tournament, and we were a sponsor, and we met you all at the sponsors event, I believe.
That's pretty awesome.
Picking up buckets and things like that. So. Yeah, so, we launched then, and we've had, a great ride. It's been good so far. We're in every Total Wine throughout the state of Florida. We're in a lot of independently owned liquor stores and bars and restaurants, and we've really enjoyed the support of local communities, whether it's in Sarasota, where we're headquartered, or over on the East Coast, where we're doing a lot of business building events, seafood festivals, fishing tournaments, things of that nature. So we've got a new exciting release. We're getting ready to launch the 1.75 liter plus size mermaid.
Wow.
And she's quite voluptuous, and yeah, it's more
Congratulations.
Mermaid vodka to enjoy in a bigger bottle. So yeah, it's a big move for us, going from the 750, and we've got the little mini Mermaids in the travel size.
Nice.
Up to the 175. So we haven't officially launched, but I'm starting to get the word out because we're going to start promoting and marketing it and getting it out on the shelves here within the next week.
You heard it here first on the Fishing in Florida show, our exclusive.
Exactly. You've got the scoop. You've got the scoop.
And I have to tell you, I promised I wouldn't say a thing.
I know you did. You really did. And I appreciate your letting me have the release on that.
She was.
Yeah, and that's how our friendship started, Carolyn. I mean, we met there at the Jimmy Johnson tournament.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can tell you, I mean, I've been a fan and a friend since. And for our listeners that might be just joining us for the first time, Carol and I also fish on our Pink Ladies Mermaid Vodka Atlas Trax fishing team, and have a tournament coming up again locally here for June 5th in Pompano Beach. We're excited to fish on, most likely on a 32 World Cat. So.
Yeah. The ladies fish off. We're excited to fish that tournament with you, and. Fishing on a World Cat is always a great day. It's just what a smooth ride, and just a boat that really handles any conditions well. So we're fortunate. We have Carolyn's been able to get a lot of boats donated to our team to use, and then we happen to hook up with World Cat, and they've been really good to us. We've fished quite a few of their boats, and this 32 is it's just the perfect size for us for some of these smaller tournaments.
See, again, this is a testimony to the fishing community here in South Florida. Just another testimony. They're willing to reach out and help each other. Now, among the many things that I have a passion for are small businesses, locally owned, family-owned businesses. And one of the things that I love about Carol is that her company is a family-owned small business. On top of that, this is like the icing on the cake with her. Everything that she does is here in Florida. Am I right or am I wrong?
You are absolutely 100% correct. Everything in the bottle, the water that we use from Zephyr Hills, the corn, everything in the bottle comes from Florida. The bottles from Florida, our distillers in Florida, all our shirts, hats, all the merchandise, with the exception of one item, everything is sourced from Florida and Florida businesses. We really take a lot of pride in the fact that we are heavily networked into the Florida business culture and climate. So we haven't done an economic impact study, but I think we're going to get ready and do one, because it's amazing when you look at small businesses and the feeders into other small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
We support, we buy our shirts from Jessie Jessup. She's a small business operator, but produces a great product. Our UPF 50 shirts are just, people buy them and they can't get over how the quality. So, that's just one example, but, that's what small businesses do. We try to support other small business owners just like they support us.
Right.
And we appreciate and enjoy those relationships. They're so important. You don't get that from a lot of big businesses. If we need shirts for an event, I can pick up the phone and call Jessie and the shirts are done the next day.
Mm-hmm.
It's just unbelievable the support you get. So we're very, very fortunate. Carolyn has gotten us a lot of vendors for shirts as well, and other items, bags, things we use. And they're all small business owners, and they're all just, they want to do business. It's not, it's not a hassle. It's easy. It's user friendly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And when you're wearing a lot of different hats, so to speak,
sure makes it easier, doesn't it?
Doing business easy for you is really important.
Makes
Just like Atlas Trax.
Yep.
I mean, look at what Carolyn does with her business.
Yep.
She's available all hours.
Who can you call at 1 o'clock in the morning and say, Carolyn, my boat, where's my boat?
Yeah. Well, I mean, she just had a huge recovery
Yeah,
on a boat.
we were talking about
it
that.
made the news. It was quite the deal. And
Yep.
I saw it before she told me about it. I'm like, hey, great job, girl. You recovered this boat.
Yep. This is why I have this strong. Of course, I'm a small company, family-owned company, and the reason why I want to support other small family-owned companies is because everybody wins. Everybody. The small companies they're the ones who give back to the local, like the baseball and the soccer and the football, all the local stuff. You don't go to somebody like Walmart and well, maybe, but I don't think that they do. Not to my knowledge that they do. It's the little guys. It's the small locally owned, family owned companies who give back to the community time and time and time again. So that's why I say everybody wins. I love it when we can support somebody or something and where everybody wins. And this is one of those examples where everybody wins. Everything that this product is made from is here in Florida. So you're buying something that you're going to get enjoyment out of. And in the process of doing that, you're helping support a whole bunch of other stuff going on as well. So it's not just a big corporation and you're a little bitty number. It's more of you're an extended family kind of thing. Right, Carol?
Well, and here's what's all pretty amazing. Even Carolyn Mermaid Vodka are sponsors of the Ladies Fish Off. So, they're donating gift baskets for raffles.
Again, giving back. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So she's, she'll be on the banner at the Ladies Fish Off, hopefully when we're weighing in.
Hot dog.
Yeah, that's we want to be at the scales. We definitely want to be at the scales. It's all about the weigh-in.
Amen. Well, tight lines today, Miss Carol. I wish you well and an awesome day. It is calmed down a little bit on this side of the state, so maybe it'll be an experience all the way around. But I do wish you an awesome day and thank you for your time and God bless you. And we'll give Carol an opportunity to say goodbye to you. We'll take a quick break and come back.
Tight lines, girl. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Rascella, for having us on. We appreciate it. Carolyn, you have a great day, and I'll see you on June 5th.
God bless.
You got it. Thanks,
Carol. All right. Thank you.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show. We'll be right back.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing in Florida where the sun shines all day. It just caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing in Florida. Oh yeah. Fishing in Florida. Oh yeah. I'm fishing in
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. And now, here's your host, Rascella.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida show, and it is, oh my goodness, it is just flying so quickly. I can't believe it. This morning, I'm only laughing because I just can't believe this is probably the fastest 2 hours of my life ever. I'm going to ask Carolyn if it's the same for her. This morning, I have Carolyn with Atlas Trax with me. If you want to protect what you love to the max, who are you going to talk to? Carolyn at Atlas Trax. Welcome back, Miss Carolyn.
Yes, Riscala, I agree. It is the fastest 2 hours during the whole week.
It's just amazing. Oh, Lord have mercy. So let's bring up our next guest. Our next guest is Robert. He's also known as Fly. Robert the Fly Navarro. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. How are you guys today?
Oh, great, Robert. It's good to have you on the show, especially with your busy schedule.
I just got home on Friday night, so I'm glad you guys, the timing of your invite was perfect.
And so tell us the latest and greatest, my friend.
Well, I just got back from Guatemala fishing down there for 5 days.
Oh, cool.
And we have a very busy week ahead of us. We're putting on a statewide Mahi tournament for Memorial Weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've got way stations from Key West all the way up to Jacksonville. And in the middle of the state, we are doing a 2-day music festival to go along with this fishing tournament. Right in Fort Pierce at Causeway Cove, we have 12 hours of music, both on Saturday and Sunday.
This is awesome.
While everybody's out fishing. The fishing is very simple. Our biggest goal was just trying to get people out on the water. We made it entry fee $250 per boat. That covers you for your both days, and we're paying out first, second, and third. And yeah, it was just one of those things. Once our state opened up to allow concerts and venues, we're like, let's put this together. And we got it whipped up in about 6 weeks, and then we had another maybe 4 weeks of marketing it. So one of those things we just put on because we saw an opportunity to get people out on the water.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a tough 18 months on people.
Yeah.
And for a lot of tournaments as well. And this is one of those things, if you're not feeling 100% comfortable being in groups, you can still go out and fish out of your local inlet or local way station. We have Conch Harbor Marina. We have Bud and Mary's, Sailfish Marina in Palm Beach. We have Fishhead Marina up in Stewart, and so on and so forth. And anytime somebody is fishing out of a location that we may not have a weigh station, call us up. We'll find somebody that can weigh a fish for you, and we just want to get people out together, especially come together in the state of Florida as a whole. We've been very fortunate that we're able to do events, and fishing is such a big part of our lifestyle and our economy and stuff like that. So it's anything we can do to promote the sport here in the state, which is pretty much what I love to do, is just promote our sport anywhere we can in the world.
It's pretty hard for me to imagine that somebody that lives in Florida doesn't fish. And Florida, to me, is kind of like a sponge, if you will. There's water everywhere. Not only do we have water on 3 sides of the state, but we got water all throughout the inside of the state. I mean, look at Lake Okeechobee, one of the largest lakes in the south part of the United States. And there's, my gosh, tens of thousands of lakes everywhere. So it's hard for me to imagine somebody is living here and doesn't go fishing. It's like swimming. How can you be here and not go swimming?
It's a huge industry. I know this past year, because of being stuck at the house, I ended up publishing my first book.
Oh, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. I wrote a book on the top 60 tournaments of the Americas, and at the time when we went to publication, we had added 13 million new anglers nationwide.
Wow.
We went from 47 million registered anglers up to 60. And I haven't followed it after November, so we could have added another 5 or 6 million.
That's amazing.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So Robert,
it really is amazing.
I want to go back to the tournament. What's the name of your tournament for our listeners that might want to get in last minute, being that it's just next week? What's the name of the tournament?
It's called Mahi Madness.
And they could just sign up online?
Everything is all sign up online, and it's www.mahi-madness.com. I got to give a shout out to our sponsors. The formal name is the Modelo Memorial Mahi Madness. We're sponsored by Modelo Beer, and being Memorial Weekend. And it's one of those things, there's really no official lines in is at 12:01 a.m. Go out fishing. Just go out. I don't care. It's very simple. If you have young anglers and you want them to participate, hook in hand, let them reel it out of the covering board. The only thing is you got to catch it on a rod and reel. There's no harpooning. There's no, just catch it on a rod and reel, bring it into a local weigh station, have it weighed, and where we have our concert set up in Fort Pierce, we're going to be interviewing anglers from all over the state. We have a broadcast booth. I'll be interviewing some of the music acts and pushing them through social media. And don't ask me who any of the musical acts are. I'm not that equipped with the high-tech music world. I can tell you what kind of fishing rod or boat they may own, but that's about it.
I'm right there with you, buddy.
Yeah, I listen to me. Oh, man, I like that too. Who sings that? Not me, but I'm trying to anyway. Yeah, it's under Mahi Madness. And our company name is Rock the Harbor. Again, during COVID, we started Rock the Harbor, and we've even spun it off. We're in the process right now. We signed contract for Rock the Harbor TV, which is going to be a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week fishing network. We're looking for all kinds of content creators. So if anybody is a content creator and they have fishing shows that they may want to put on TV, but don't have the resources to buy airtime, reach out to me. We are giving out the airtime for free.
Wow.
And we're just doing a 50-50 split on all revenue shares. So that's what some of the stuff I've been doing since the last time we talked. There's, all the crazy things about COVID, the one thing it made me do was sit behind my computer and get work done instead of going out fishing 250 days a year.
Big change, huh? Big change.
It's not stopping me from fishing, but what it did is it forced me to sit here for a year, and all those connections that I've made for the last 30 years, everybody was in the position to, hey, I've had this idea, can we try to do it? And we have. And I would say, I know me personally and different people involved, we've spun up like 5 new businesses to help fishing out. We have a new one, Vivid Media, we're launching June 1st. With all the social media and stuff that I do, so many people have called me up and say, hey, we need help. And partnered up with some people in the IT industry, and we can help you build websites. We can help you do social media packages, help you create content, help you deliver content, graphic arts, even help you put on events. So, it's been a really good time for all this stuff. But now I'm ready to start traveling again. I was supposed to fly out to Tokyo 3 weeks ago to go to the Yokohama Boat Show. I was invited to go. I've been asked. I've agreed to do one tournament in Japan, in Okinawa. We signed contract with the Hilton over there. They've since reached out and asked if we can do 4. And now I have another company in the middle of the country that wants me to do a largemouth bass tournament. So I'm like, let's get one out of the way. Let's open up the countries first. Let me fly over there and see the things that we need to put in place. And then we'll go from there and build out the tournaments how everybody sees fit.
The Mahi Madness tournament that you said something, I think I want to bring it back up. I want to make sure I understand it correctly. They don't have to be in a boat, right? Am I right about that?
Well, we have it set up that it's a boat tournament, but man, if you know of a place in the state of Florida that you can catch it on the beach, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to be registered.
Yeah.
If you can catch one off the beach, I'm trying to think where you might be able to catch one off one of the piers, like Deerfield Pier, maybe even
We got Lake Worth,
or
yeah,
Juneau.
yeah.
Those are all the ones that might catch them. They get quite a few sailfish at all those piers. And I know over the years, seeing mahis close enough on the inshore reefs, not necessarily this time of year, but early on when you get the ballyhoo that come in on those inshore reefs,
Yep.
those mahis will move into 10, 15 foot of water.
Yeah, it's
So
amazing.
if you got a kayak and you want to try it, man, I'll tell you what, I'll blow that stuff up worldwide because I think that'd be cool as hell.
We have a Joe Carol. What's
Joe
Carolyn? I can't think
Joe
of his
Hector.
Hector. Joe Hector with the Extreme Kayak tournaments, and he has people go out in kayaks and go fishing. So it just caught my ear when you said that. You know. So you don't have to. I mean, it's great if you got a boat, but if you don't have a boat, there's other alternatives if you want to get involved in this thing. You know.
And you know what? Go ahead, Carolyn, please.
I was going to say what I really like is it's a low tournament fee. It's a 2-day tournament, but you give prizes every day. So if someone can only fish one day, then they could still participate. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to go, and the $250 entry fee is the prize. That's however many number of boats we get in, it's exactly what we're going to pay out. So
wow.
We pay out for second and third both days. Like I said, lines in are at 12:01 a.m. So if you're out there sword fishing at night and you catch one, or if some of the guys that leave out of Cape Canaveral that are chugging out, and the way we have it in, there's really no lines out. You just have to have your fish reported to me by 6 p.m. of each night. So
pretty straightforward.
I don't want to have to worry about, oh, he didn't get in the inlet. I can't watch everybody.
Yeah.
But I can watch when you get your information to me. So if you can get your information to me by 6 p.m. on Saturday, your fish will count towards the Saturday jackpot. And if it's anything after 6 on Saturday, now I have to have it before 6 p.m. on Sunday, and it counts for Sunday's jackpot. So
pretty straightforward.
I try to keep it really simple. Go out and have fun.
Yeah.
Use your boat. Get outside. Meet some other fishermen, even if they're not in your same region. You're going to be fishing. Let's say you live in Pompano. You're going to be fishing against guys in Jacksonville and guys and gals in Cape Canaveral and Key West. So what we're doing is kind of we're a community. Fishermen and fisher ladies, we're all a community. It's a giant fraternity.
Yeah.
And once you know one person, you know them all.
Yeah.
And
it is very
it's
much
all
like
about coming together. So
I love it. Yeah, that's what we need now more than ever. We need that sense of unity now more than ever. And my gosh, I can't tell you how long it's been. It's been too long, and we need to stress that.
It's been too long, and we need it right now.
Yeah,
people need it right now. Like I said, I just started traveling a little bit. You can see there's a lot of people. After you've been stuck in a house for a year, and we're lucky here in Florida, people are on edge. I see some people really getting easily frustrated.
Yeah.
And let's just try to come together as a fishing community, and that's what we wanted to do.
Yep. I love it. Well, I appreciate that you're doing that, my friend. So before you go, did you give out the website? I don't recall if you gave out
the website is mahi-madness.com.
That's right.
Or it's on any of my social media pages. It's popping up all over. And we have another project that maybe you guys would like to talk about in the future. I know that we've been having quite a very hard time with shark interactions up and down the coast.
Yeah.
And we're putting together some IT stuff, some apps to count the number of shark interactions we're having so that we can report it back to NOAA. NOAA has asked, and for people that aren't familiar fishing off the east coast of Florida, this is a problem we have up and down the state, shark depredation, where the sharks are eating a lot of the fish that we're catching, and they're eating them before we get them back to the boat. So I've had some fishermen come to me, talk to me about this problem, and what's come back is, hey, we need data, not pictures. We need data. So right now we're in beta testing right now of this new app, and all it is when you go fishing, you punch it in. Today we had 2 fish eaten by sharks. Post the picture, and then at the end of the year, we have that data that we can give to a university to do a study on the shark interactions with our recreational fishing.
Cool. Yes, so I'll do that. We'll maybe about, what do you think, a couple of months?
A couple of months would be perfect. We're hoping to have it up and running by middle of June, maybe 1st of June. So by that time, 2 months, we should have all the bugs worked out.
Excellent. Well, I'll reach out to you and we'll get an update on that. That's awesome. In the meantime, mahi-madness.com. You can go there and get information on the latest fishing tournaments going. I hope you do well, and I love the idea that all the money goes back to the people. That's cool.
We're gonna have a good time, and that's all that matters.
Amen. All right, my friend.
That's what fishing's all
I
about.
was going to say, one other good thing that Robert always does is he always promotes women anglers, too. So thank you for being out there and doing that as well.
Cool.
No, and actually, I just had some of your ladies fish off on my podcast last week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, right before, I believe it was the night before the registration. They had to jump off really quick. I'd have to look at my notes, but it should be pumping out on Spotify, I would say, by the end of the month. We were talking about the ladies fish off, how they contribute back to the community, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm very big on getting everybody fishing.
There you go.
And sometimes you just got to take the time out and talk to people and tell, hey, listen, fishing's for everybody.
Hey, that's right. That's right. All right, my friend.
Everybody.
I wish you an awesome day.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for the phone call, and we'll talk to you soon.
God bless. Thank you, Robert. All right, we're gonna skip the break on this one because we're running out of time so rapidly, and I want to hear from our next guest. So let me bring her back up real quick. That is Angelia. She's known as the Florida Salty Cowgirl. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today?
Great. Well, tell us your exciting new news for your family member.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not having anything to do with fish now.
Her name does.
I got a new puppy, so.
Adorable little puppy.
Yeah, what a great addition. She's going to be my little boat partner. So she
Cool.
got broke in yesterday on her first boat and her first boat ride, and she did excellent, and I couldn't be more happy about it. So, but yes, I have a new baby.
And the name?
Her name is Scout.
There you go. I love it.
Scout everything out for me.
That's awesome. An awesome picture that you sent me of her as well. So have you been?
I should have sent you the one of her sitting in the captain's seat yesterday.
Oh, that would have been cool. Yeah. Well, send it to me when you get a minute. Yeah. So you've been out doing some fishing, and what's been going on down there in the Keys?
Are you kidding me? This last week was so windy. I don't think anybody got out fishing unless they went bayside in a nice little protected cove. We've been dealing with anywhere from 15 to 20 knot winds all week long, and everybody's excited that tomorrow's going to be a little dicey, and then this week looks beautiful again. So we're very excited to be getting back out on the water. I knew some guys that tried to go out yesterday, and they turned around and came right back. See them coming back in like 30 minutes, and we said, well, what was the problem? And they said, well, 6-foot waves were the problem. So it was really rough out there. If you went over the bridges, you could see white caps as far as the eye could see.
Wow.
So definitely not conducive to fishing this week. But we are very, very excited to get back on the water this week. I've got a new boat that I'm going to be playing with, so I'm looking forward to booking some charters on it.
Ooh.
And, yeah, all good things.
Congratulations on your boat.
Yeah, as soon as this water lays down, we know the mahi are out there, and we gave them a week to grow, so they got a break for a week. So everything should be much bigger this week and should be coming in a nice size. We're excited about that, you know.
Yeah, and actually, we had our other teammate on a little bit ago, Carol from Mermaid Vodka. So she's looking forward to June 5th and getting you back up here and get to those scales this time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Carol's awesome. And hey, I got on a little bit late, guys, but did I hear that there's going to be an app made for how many fish you get bitten off by sharks?
They're gonna have an app. We're gonna have an update in June, but Robert, who was the guest prior to you coming on, is working on an app that you can download, and when these individuals have interactions with the sharks are, attacking the fish that you're catching, they're going to report that, and that's going to go back to a study, and they're going to see what they can do about that.
I tell you what, he'd fill up his app in a matter of 6 months down here.
Down there, it's down in the Keys. My experience wasn't so much the sharks as it was the barracudas. They're a smart little fish.
The barracudas up on the reef will definitely get your fish, your yellowtail, what have you. But everybody knows I'm very fond of going out to the local humps, the Isla Mirada hump, the 409 hump, on hump, and jigging. And when you jig out there in 350 foot of water and you hook into a tuna or an amberjack, you really have to race that thing to the surface before the sharks get it. And I probably lose 1 out of every 3 fish I hook up out there to sharks. And I hear people all the time say, oh, well, if the sharks are around, you got to move spots. Well, they stay on the Isla Mirada hump. That's where they live. They know the fish are there, the big fish are there, the bait fish are there, and the sharks are there. So I'm serious. I probably lose 1 out of every 3 fish I hook up. And keep in mind, you're at 350 foot down, and you're hooking them at the bottom. So to get it up 350 foot faster than the shark can come after it is really tough. I mean,
electric reel. Electric reel in high gear.
Exactly. I have a really, really nifty. My favorite one ever was I had probably a 50-pound amberjack on and fought the living heck out of this baby at 350 foot, and about halfway up, everything just changed. He took a little run on me, which usually means they're scared or running from something when you're fishing down below like that. And after that, it was just different. I could still tell that there was definitely something on my line, but it wasn't fighting, and it was completely different. And when I get it to the surface, I've got like a 20-pound head of an amberjack. It was the biggest shark I'd ever experienced out there, and of course I didn't see it. But usually when the fish are that big, you don't lose them to the sharks.
Yeah.
So that had to be a pretty darn big shark out there.
Wow.
And they just live out there. So that'll be a fun app to play with, I tell you what, especially if you're down here and you're fishing in any type of deep water. It's going to be a really fun app to play with.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I think, didn't we lose a fish in the last tournament to a shark? The trash can slam? Didn't I get hooked up to a shark?
We definitely lost it to something, Carolyn. Yeah, definitely lost one to something. And sometimes you just don't know. You don't know if it's a barracuda or if it's a shark or what it may be, because like we were saying, up on the reefs, the barracudas are ruthless. They sit under your boat and just wait on them. Oh, yeah.
Irritating. Ruthless. Boy, it used to irritate the snot out of me. The little boogers. We'd pick up and we'd ride for maybe 10 or 15, maybe 20 minutes away. And the water's so clear you can see them coming. And look around, or wouldn't anybody around? We'd drop anchor and start fishing, catch maybe 5 or 6, and the next one comes up. All you got is that, got the head. And where was the little monster? He's up under the boat waiting. They're no dummies.
I had a really cool one. We were yellowtailing one day, and I thought that I had the biggest yellowtail on in the history of the world. I thought I was going to make an IGFA record, and I've got light tackle, keep in mind, where we're yellowtailing, and just a little jig. So I'm thinking this yellowtail's got to be the biggest thing in the world, and I'm all excited, and I get it behind the boat where I can see it, and a barracuda has this yellowtail in his mouth perfectly perpendicular. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So, yeah, the barracuda are pretty darn bad, too. But as soon as you get off the reef, you get out of the barracuda and into the sharks down here. So, and like you said, they're not everywhere. No one should be afraid of them. But when you get into that deeper water where people are fishing all the time and the sharks know that it's just an easy meal, they hang out there. They're not dumb. They know
that's
how
what
to
I'm
get an
saying.
easy
Yeah.
meal.
They talk about
Absolutely.
they talk about fish being in schools. Well, guess what? They're learning.
Yeah, exactly. They're super smart.
I'm serious. These barracuda, and I call them little ones, but they're maybe 4 or 5 feet. They were, but they would literally follow the boat. That's what used to upset me. We would go completely in a different spot, look around before we did anything, and they're nowhere around. We'd anchor and begin to fish, and son of a gun. maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes into fishing, and you pull up, and you've got it, and on the smaller fish like that, you feel the fish fighting, and all of a sudden, it's like, what happened? And you bring it up, you got it. They leave you the head. They take everything else, and they leave you the head.
Right behind the gills.
Yep.
Yeah, all the good stuff they take.
They used to.
The fun thing, though, about barracuda is I have had the opportunity to catch some 6-footers in my life, and what a wonderful fight. Now, I don't eat them, and I don't kill anything that I'm not going to eat, and especially the big ones are supposed to be really bad. I know some people who will eat
That's
the
what I've
smaller
heard.
ones, but the bigger ones are not supposed to be good to eat at all.
Yeah.
But you get a 6-foot barracuda, a 5-6-foot barracuda on the end of your line when you're trolling, that thing will dance on top of the water like you've never seen in your life. It'll jump, it'll go crazy, and it really is just a fun fight to bring it in. Now, getting it back off the hook might not be that easy, but it is just a really fun fight just to sport fish, So, there's something to be said for those barracuda. But, losing
You gotta be
sharks from barracuda, no fun.
You got to be rigged for them too, because they'll tear up your line in a heartbeat, man. It's like they got like razor sharp teeth, and they got rows and rows and rows. Even just to look at them is scary.
Their teeth are actually quite menacing. They're not like razor sharp like the wahoo, but they're very fangy looking, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And even swimming around down the bottom, their teeth are always kind of exposed.
Yeah, that's right.
So they look very mean.
Yeah.
You look over your shoulder and you can see their teeth as they're swimming by you.
Oh, yeah.
And they're very menacing looking, but that's just the way that they're made. And yeah, they have very sharp, very long teeth. And whereas like a wahoo is you wouldn't think the teeth would be dangerous because they're very, very small and very close together, but their teeth are more like a razor blade.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really dangerous.
Yeah.
But those barracuda, their teeth are just really big and really pointed. And like I said, when you can just swim around down there and see them, they almost look like they're smiling at you. But it's kind of intimidating because you can see them all the time.
They're looking up at you.
Really?
I dare you to jump in. Come on, jump in. Watch what happens.
I know, exactly.
Yeah, so Angela, if you want to consider that to be smiling at you, that's all right. I'm not considering.
I ain't going in.
It's a very evil kind of smile.
not
and
for
not
me.
to mention they don't smell very good either.
Yeah.
No, and the smile thing, I think it's kind of funny because, like I said, I know that they're just hanging out and they're not going to bother me. But you can be scuba diving. Let's say you're diving down at 50 or 60 feet down here, and you'll have one right over your right shoulder. And you can go 100 yards away, still diving at that same depth, and you look over your right shoulder, and that fish is still there, just hanging with you. And that's where they become they feel like they're a little menacing.
Yeah.
I've never really had a problem with them at all. And I know that I've heard a few people here and there getting bitten, but they just look kind of menacing. They look kind of scary. But it's one of those things I tell everybody. If you don't really mess with them, they're probably not going to mess with you.
More than likely.
Yeah.
All right, we are rapidly running out of time again. So once again, my dear, this is the fastest 2 hours of my life, I'm telling you. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time to share with us. And it's Angelia, and she's also known as the Florida Salty Cowgirl. You can reach her at, go ahead, Angelia.
Anything on social media, just look up Florida Salty Cowgirl. And I know I've been talking about having the website back up this year, but we have been feverishly working on it. So it should be up very soon, FloridaSaltyCowgirl.com. And anybody can reach me on my personal phone at 813-610-0078, and text me is the quickest way to get a reply.
All right. God bless you, my dear. Wish you an awesome day. Miss Carolyn, thank you for being there and co-hosting this morning. It has been truly an awesome time, and 2 hours have flown by. Wish you an awesome day, my dear.
Absolutely. Tight lines to everybody and all of our listeners.
See you in a week, everybody.